watches us.
Nobody watches us.
We
We
had
keep
like 8
get
people
viewers.
watching on Twitch.
Like,
We had
people
8 people.
watch.
Yeah.
Well,
You
we're
keep
live,
saying
so.
that nobody watches.
Well, okay,
It's like,
because from
That's
my
the magic,
perspective,
though, Ian.
in the what do you call it? The dashboard. I just like it's just as one viewer. Like,
See, before we started making the joke that nobody watches, literally nobody watched our stream. And then Reb started making comments, nobody watches us. And then like 1 or 2 people trickled in. And then the rest of us started being like, yeah, nobody watches our stream. We'll just do whatever. And then more people started trickling in.
but I'm
So
just
we
saying,
just got to keep saying nobody watches.
from the stats, it looks
welcome.
like nobody's watching.
Right?
I
The
don't
magic
think that
of
stays
Reb.
up to date, though, because that's from your dashboard. That's not from.
That's
Yeah.
currently live. It changes. It shows like how many minutes we've been live.
Okay.
Well. So, I guess, am I still unconscious?
I did. Okay, I know I could have given you a health potion, but instead I spent 10 minutes making a floating disc for you to lay on that was free. So I didn't waste. So I didn't waste your healing potion
That's fine.
because
I'm good
you're
with that.
stabilized. Who cares?
Okay, according to our stream summary from our last stream, we had a max of 3 viewers at one time, and we had 4 unique viewers.
That's
Hey, man.
400%
That's
more than
average
0.
1.7. 1.7.
That's not how percentages work, Rep, but okay.
I like his math. I like his math a lot.
And none of these
It's
people
actually
followed
an unlimited
us. So.
amount of growth because anything higher than 0 is an unlimited amount of growth.
Infinity times amount.
Yes, there you go.
To infinity and beyond.
Are we live or not?
We've
Yes,
been
we
live for the last 2 minutes.
Yes, we are.
I even
You're
said
live.
we're live.
Oh,
Kayla
man.
did it to rush things, but then she held it up by looking all that up.
Yep.
So who's got fucking journals, I guess? Let's get this train wreck going.
Hey, what level are
What
we?
was my friend's name, Ian?
Your friend's name was Bob.
All right, I got a journal.
No, it should have made it
We're level
fucking
10.
Brian.
Fucking Brian. Yeah, no, it's Brian.
Yeah, we're level 10, guys, in case everyone's not
Oh,
leveled
yeah,
up.
shit. I'm
Do I know
definitely
that?
not.
Shit. Did I do
level.
that?
Oh, who hasn't leveled up?
There were some people who weren't here last session when we leveled up.
I actually have a journal because I'm getting dangerously close to 10 again.
I'm still level 9. I need to fix that.
Yep.
All right, do I want the brutal critical, or do I want the second level of fighter?
Second level fighter, get that action surge.
Ooh, that's fair. That's fair.
Action surge while hasted.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot of attacks.
That's a lot of attacks.
Suddenly he goes.
Good thing
How
you're
many
Laura's
attacks-
favorite.
How many attacks can Funk make and stops time?
Alright, Trix has a journal.
Yeah, but we don't have to go like right now. We could take a second.
I'm back.
No, go ahead,
Okay,
Trix.
okay.
That way the rest of us can level up.
Got the
Fine,
action.
fine. I actually wrote it and everything. This is not me bullshitting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good
I
lord.
know.
Such a change.
I know.
Wow.
It was
You're so sad.
weird opening up. I'm trying to do my journal.
I'm sorry. I'm mute.
I'm mute.
Okay. I'm done. Okay. It was weird opening up to Malika. Never done that. With Ari, it was different. He found me. I didn't have to explain to him who I was or what I did. He saw. But Malika, I could have pretended otherwise. I've walked this form long enough to get lost in it. Believe the lie, I weep for it. I think it was their story. Forced into the Navy, I can relate to that. Born into my mother's business, it wasn't like I had a choice in my occupation. Much how Malika burned down the only ship that could take her ashore I burned down the only place I could call home. That was the most honest I've been with anyone in years. I've only opened up a fraction of myself, but it kind of feels like a gaping wound. It really feels horrible. With every word I spoke, my mind was screaming at me to shut up, that I was stupid, that I was making myself vulnerable, weak. Afterwards, though, I felt lighter, freer. It's just weird. And that's it. That's 19, or I guess I should say 9 out of 10.
Nice.
19, yes. Just need
19.
19. That's how many journals I've written so far, I guess.
Fair enough.
I am 2 points away from 100 HP, guys.
Damn.
My God.
You have 26 more HP than me, Jesus.
Well, your other character gave me that thing that makes your constitution 19. So,
I was gonna say, didn't you like have less hit points than me?
yep. I cheated with the magical item.
You damn cheater.
Oh, look at you. Have to show me up, do you? I see you. You're 99 HP. Fuck off. Reb. I'm sorry.
God, what if he's supposed to be part of the conversation? Jesus.
Who's next then?
No
Fuck it, let's
one?
do it
Wow,
live.
what a bunch of
Okay.
disappointments.
Could do something.
Hold on.
Okay, so
I got one. I was just getting this done.
yeah, let Funk go first.
Well, I'm still working on mine.
I can do something.
Okay.
When I learned of a certain pirate, my instincts were to avoid him at all cost. But now he's hurt one of my own, and I don't think that's an option anymore. I have to play this cleverly, though. Just have to figure out the right moves. First step is to get lots of money. Crew would like that, anyway. Maybe get another ship or two. More crew. And maybe more power. Somehow. But that asshole's going down. I swear it. And that's it.
Nice.
All right. I am not muted. Okay. So let's see. I'm just going
I
off.
think you're muted, Dean.
Yep. What?
I'm
not.
joking.
Wow.
Like I literally just looked at this. All right. Okay. So it's kind of dark in here. Not sure where I am. I guess this is what death feels like. It's kind of peaceful, I suppose. Bet you want to know how I got here. Well, let me tell you. So, look, I'm at the bar with Bob O'Brien. Bob Iron, whatever his name is. I don't remember. We're not that good of friends. And we're having a drink, and all of a sudden, this real posh and just wank-looking fella walks up, and he's all, Bob Iron, you're a sissy, and fruitcake, and your hair smells bad. And I'm like, why would you insult Bob Iron? He's a good man, and he's just trying to enjoy a drink. And then the post-wake man is all, oh yeah, and you're small and big at the same time. That's weird. And I'm like, why would you say that? That makes no sense. And then he just kept going. So, of course, I have to stand up for Babayan because that's what I do. I stand up for people who can't stand up for themselves, despite the fact that most people stand up taller than I do. So I get up and I'm all, hey, wank face, leave Babayan alone. And he won't do it, and then we fight, and then it's all a blur after that, and then now I'm in this really dark place and alone with my thoughts, the few of them that I have. Maybe I'll wake up soon. The end.
But Brian got decapitated. I'm sorry.
What? Poor
Yeah.
Babayan. I hardly knew thee.
Yeah, Babayan got decapitated by a knife that was woefully under-equipped for the job, but Relich made it work.
I think it
Let
was
me
a
pull
butter
out my
knife.
Swiss Army
No,
knife.
it was
and
it was
pretty
like a
much.
butter knife.
Basically.
Ah, yes, there's Swiss Army butter knife.
I'm going to gouge his eyes out with a rusty spoon. Why would you use a spoon? Because it'll hurt more.
I
Right.
appreciate the effort he put into that.
It'll hurt more, you twit. Alright. Give myself an inspiration. An e-inspiration.
An E-inspiration. Yes.
Minor case-spirations.
I like it. I like it.
Inspirations.
Inspirations. Nice.
Inspirations. Very nice.
So we got de-inspiration, E-inspiration, and inspiration.
Okay, come on, Floof. What you got?
Let's see.
K
Cure
points.
inspirations?
No, it's gotta have Floof.
Inspirflutions.
Floof relations.
I would like to spend one of my fruit relations.
My flooperation.
Inspirations.
Ah, my insides hurt.
That sounds like a medical problem. Have you been suffering from fluferations?
Get tested now.
I've had palpitations. I've never had a fluferation.
You've had Emperor Palpatines?
Yes.
So what is a heart palpitation?
A heart palpatine.
A heart
Yeah.
Palpatine. A secret Palpatine.
Every time your heart beats, just suddenly hear. Do it.
This is why we don't have any viewers.
Rev could not handle it. He had to. Oh,
Okay.
Where are we, guys? We were back on the ship.
Okay, so journal.
I think we just killed
going for
Kayla.
today. Kayla's dead. Goodbye, Kayla. Guess somebody else needs to step up and be captain now.
Up,
I'm the captain now.
Trix transforms
I am
into
you know,
Kalora.
it's definitely surprising, but I guess it's time.
Okay, anyway, Floof, you got a journal.
It seems like opportunities arise at perfect times. This Rutlish fellow, causing such damage, gave me a perfect opportunity to indebt a potentially important crew member of the crew I wish to join to me. I saved the life of their master-at-arms, after all. With this, hopefully, my position aboard the ship is secured. And from here, we can continue to find what we can do with these interesting fellows, and what good benefits we can gather for ourselves. After all, Joker has decided he has a task that I can assist him with. And acquiring a wild card is definitely worth the effort of putting up with these people. Perhaps it could be an enjoyable time. And finding Trix after this, finding her after all this time is definitely also an added bonus. Perhaps I will learn where she's been, what she's been doing. But bringing one back into the fold is always worth it. Plus, I hate to say it, but I have actually missed the small one. And her unique ways. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Grabbing a drink. I'll BRB.
I love how mine's cry-spiration.
It's crispiration.
Crispy-cerations?
It's like crystal crispiration.
It just looks like cry-spirations to me. Crispiration.
Totally calling you Crystal from now on.
Okay. Don't react. Don't react. Just don't react. Just don't react.
But tell yourself not to react is reacting.
Shut up, Aaron. Nobody asked you for your fucking opinion.
Everyone ask him for his opinion now. Just to spite her.
You know what, Floop? You shut the fuck up.
I am the receptacle for all your opinions.
So, me, Kalora, Trix, Funk, Joseph, do you have anything?
Do not.
Aaron, do you have
No.
anything?
No.
Y'all suck.
That's... So are we going into it then?
I'm in it to win it. Let's do this.
Bonesaws ready.
Sorry, I had to make sure I didn't die.
Told you
Did
she
you
was
get
dying.
the role playing you wanted to do all done in the RP chat, or was there more you wanted to do on the ship
Oh, shit, there was one.
that day?
I mean, that's the gist of it. I just had to, get it out because, it was on my brain, and we ended the session. And I was like, "Fuck."
I didn't even read the RP chat. Maybe I should.
I don't think it was much, but yeah.
Oh, it was only like 6
It's mostly about me getting cast.
I love, Reb, how you actually went as roll 20, cast Path of Trace, and rolled stealth.
Did you really do that?
Yeah, because he said 30 stealth, and I was like, did he actually? He did.
Wow. I wish there was a way I could perceive that, but nope.
He does not want to be part of this war.
Yeah, crew member needs
Hang on.
healing. The doctor checks out.
Hang on. I see nothing. I'm not even thinking to look as we board the ship.
I don't think you would have been able to see it because you would have only gotten a 29.
Oh
Yeah, even with a nat 20, he wouldn't have passed.
Shit. No Windows. I don't want you to restart. Go fuck yourself. Windows, you bitch.
Don't you take that from him, Windows. You restart if you want to. Down with the patriarchy.
Shut up.
Yeah, that conversation briefly happened, and then Chlora calls for Joseph. Someone get Joseph. Joseph dips. We don't know that.
Oh, my character just assumes because he's a piece of shit that, whenever someone needs you the most, you just up and leave. That's normal. Then why am I not surprised?
This does seem like a most aggressive action by this other person, by this other crew captain. Do you wish a slight retaliatory strike against them? I can cause them some significant bother without them realizing it was me.
We're not ready for it.
They need not know it was us.
They'll
As I say,
probably
I can just
figure it
annoy
out.
them.
Just leave
I
them
am-
alone for now.
As you say, Captain, just I am very good at getting into a place and not being noticed or remembered.
Who are you? I'm joking.
Oh, you
You're
have a point.
almost there, Laura. You just gotta you're almost there. I almost laughed.
Do we have a second doctor if Joseph's not around? Where's Jasmine? Jerry? Does anyone know first aid?
Actually, Jerry, you know first aid.
Solomon.
I mean, Joseph has to realize at some point he has nowhere else to go, and he just comes back.
I think he's only unconscious for an hour. I think I rolled a d4 and it was only an hour.
Oh, it's like he's not really dying; he's just unconscious. It's like, where's the medic?
No, you're 0 hit HP stable.
Okay.
Yeah, it's stabilized you, saved your life. Everything's all good.
Trix just fiddling her fingers, just trying not to draw attention to the fact that she has health potions.
So eventually, Joseph realizes he has nowhere else to go, and he has to come back.
If you guys are role playing amongst yourselves, go ahead. I'm eating.
Who's
right now.
hollering for me?
It's been...
No, dear, what do we do?
How long before you come back to the ship?
Let's say he gets off the bow, and he's like, "Wait a minute, I have nowhere to go."
Funk's hurt.
Is anyone else hurt?
No, the other guy's dead. He's not here.
Oh, I was gonna say, do we like that guy more?
I don't know the other guy.
I'll look at Fung and I'll examine him. Nope, nothing.
He is definitely unconscious.
Yep, I can confirm that he has sustained injuries.
It's not lupus.
I got terminal lumbago.
Is Loki just not
Yeah.
feeling it today?
No, I'll cast Cure Wound. Yeah, you can have the big boy Cure Wounds.
Ooh.
This is silly
Ooh.
That was a
Damn,
really
son.
cool.
Damn.
That was almost max. That was one off of max.
As
So he's just
evocation.
Laying there, and then he's just like, Solomon!
I forgot, did you take Warlock levels?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
God, I
No,
wish.
no, I didn't.
Well, because it says as 5th evocation. Oh, that's the
Yeah,
school.
The
Duh.
School of Magic is evocation.
Sorry.
It's invocation is the other shit.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
No, I'm still Loki's best friend,
You were going to say Loki's bitch.
BFF.
Best bitch forever.
Yeah.
BBF.
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 Oops, sorry.
So that's what it means when people say BB.
Yeah.
BB. Best bitch.
Bottom bitch.
Funk, I can confirm that you're going to be okay.
Thank you, Joseph. Whew. I was worried for a moment.
You're laying on a floating slab, by the way.
Oh yeah, what an invisible. Is it invisible?
I'm pretty sure it's invisible.
It's the floating disc.
Am I possessed?
No. Maybe?
In my reincarnation, I gained the ability to levitate.
I just feel like Trix really
Oh my
wants
God,
to like
you're right.
roll her eyes in the back of her head and start just spouting off like a fake language and like just to make him think that I'm actually trying to.
I think Trix has been possessed by the Sea Witch.
Fuck you, Funk.
No, thank you.
What happened to you, Funk?
I don't really know. So I was with Bobian, and then out of nowhere, little posh wank face shows up, and then he's all. And then I was like, "Don't do that. It's not nice." And then he was like, "Well, what?" And then I was like, "Well, them's fighting words." And then I woke up and I was levitating
You remember when we're back at the other port? And there was that ship that crashed into the port?
with the dead vampires.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, your posh wank face did that.
Well, what's he coming after me for? I didn't do nothing about that.
I think he just doesn't care who gets in his way.
Well, what about Bobian? Where's Bobian?
Assuming he's the decapitated one.
The who?
Rutledge took his head.
Well, whoa, that's a little
Extreme?
over dramatic.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, let you in a little secret, and it's just between us.
sure.
We'll kill him one day.
Oh, well, that's not a secret.
Just don't tell him that.
I mean, what's the fun if you don't know it's coming?
Don't tell him yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I can wait. I'll tell him when I do it. How about that?
Sure.
Like, hey, wank face, you're going to die.
Yeah, then you stop him.
Literally right now, let's fight.
First,
No. Do it literally as you're stabbing him. He'll never see it coming.
first we're going to get lots of coin.
Oh, I do like coin.
Maybe another ship or two.
Okay. Can I name one Bobian?
No.
Okay. I'll try.
Maybe let him name the rowboat Bobian? At
You
least.
can name your rowboat Babayan if you'd like.
I don't want to name my rowboat Bobian. I didn't know him that well.
Well, you can name a. You know what? Just never
You know
mind.
what? I'll name a fish after him.
Sure.
Yep. That one. And he like looks over the side of the ship and just like points. That one right there.
And that fish just
Bye-bye.
got eaten.
Oh. I guess that was foreshadowing then. That's nature is
Everything you touch
a
dies.
cruel thing.
I
I now know how to vanquish all of my foes. I named them Bobian.
I turn to Desmond, be like, I have the location of a few buried treasures.
That's true.
One near Havana. Well, one near Cuba. So maybe we can swing that way next.
Havana.
Did we ever get confirmation
No,
on
no.
the possible joint exploding of merchant vessels with Francis?
Why don't you go find out?
That is true. Cause goddamn it, we need. Cause goddamn it, we're pirates, and we need to do some pirate. He says he just hops onto the fuck, what do you call it when the little plank that leads down, gangplank.
Gangway.
Okay, just hops down to that and starts.
That's
heading towards
exactly what I was just saying. Nobody listens to me.
Everyone shut up. The captain is speaking. What would you say?
I'm glad you're okay, Funk.
Yeah, you just
Me
hear from
too.
the distance. Busy big guy.
Me too. I missed you too, little guy. Oh no, you're probably... Nope, I'm standing on the ladder. You're the little guy right now.
I'm pretty sure you're still taller than him.
So, what's next? Where are we going?
Well, Funk, this is
Uh-huh.
our new crew member, Huntsman.
Okay. Huntsman. Is that a title or a name?
Both.
Why don't you show
Well,
him the
that's
ropes?
convenient. Alright, well, over here we've got the long rope. And then if you look over there is the short rope that we use for tying people up. Alright, he has seen the ropes.
I've already showed him the rest of the ship, Captain. But if you want him to look at it again, I can do it again.
No, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Would you like to see the underside of the ship? It's quite impressive. We keep it very clean.
I am sure I'm quite okay with just the top side.
Are you sure?
Yes, quite indeed.
It's the underside that's way better. That's where all the fun happens.
I would find myself more enjoyable staying above the water, thank you.
I don't trust him, Captain.
Why?
Are
Because he won't go under the boat.
Because he won't go under the water.
Funk, you know that I don't go under the water, right?
You're the captain. You can do what you want.
My
Fair enough.
dear fellow, I was hoping we could get along quite well. I did save your life, after all.
I don't remember that.
I can confirm that he did indeed save your life.
Now, Funk, I give your Marines the chance to breathe underwater, and I myself go into the water with you
You
all
do?
the time. And
Yes.
I trust this person, and I don't trust hardly anyone.
All right, but if he stabs you in your sleep, and I'm not there to stop it because I was under the water and he wasn't, then you're just going to feel real foolish.
Didn't you just lecture me about using the word trust?
Did I?
No, tricks.
Oh. Uh-oh.
She just kind of looks at you with a deadpan look.
I'm just trying to follow along, that's all.
Some people I have history with, and some people I do not. And I lecture you on not having trust, or having trust with people you do not have a long history with.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Except for Barbarian. I trusted Barbarian.
It's easy to trust people who's not alive anymore.
I would just like to point out, Funk, that you knew Bobian for about an hour and a half. I know it's not going to change anything. I just want you to know that.
He was my most stalwart companions. We've been through so much.
I'm gonna go look at maps for a while.
So, where are we going?
I will let you. Wait, do I know, Floof, if your character is good with maps or not? I don't remember.
Let me check. I can't remember
Ooh.
myself.
I'm good with maps.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
No, I think he actually is.
My character is he's not good with navigation and stuff. Like, he can track somebody, but he can't tell you where he is. He just knows it's the right way to go.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Desmond's going to look for Francis.
This is a surprisingly long path.
I mean, all paths are
Sir
long when you have, like,
Francis
that
John
Oh,
the
yeah,
Third
yeah, yeah,
Esquire. Oh, what the
That's
fuck
right.
are his names? Is
Sir
it written
Francis
his
Is
name?
Lord, is Lord
Third.
Majesty the High Admiral something? Actually, I think it's pinned.
Hmm.
It's
Oh,
pinned.
sorry.
That's his name.
No. It's hold on.
Something pinned.
The Honorable Judge, Captain Admiral Sir Dr. Francis John III, Esquire, PhD, MD.
So I
That's
assume
from last September. Holy shit!
So I imagine each
Damn.
power was literally just added arbitrarily every time he gets drunk.
Well,
Oh,
we'll see
man.
what title he gained last night.
Grand Vizier.
Grand Vizier. I'd just like to do a quick little cutscene before we get to the Francis encounter.
Fucking cutscenes.
Fucking
Hit by
cutscenes.
D&D.
As the screen fades to black and the subtitles, some time ago, or a little while ago, Funk, you are entering a bar. This is like basically a flashback.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, flashback cutscene. You are entering a bar with your newfound friend, Babayan.
Hey, Babayan!
Babayan is leading you to a bar. You guys enter. Babayan basically introduces you to the entire bar as Funk, the fishman who beats up everybody in the Fishmouth Tavern and wins.
Yeah.
And you get recognized by a few people, and many a round of alcohol is brought for you guys.
Nice.
Paid for by various patrons in the bar, and it's a pretty good like early afternoon so far.
I like it.
Things are going well, and then like you hear a tray like with drinks and glasses like get knocked up, like crash into the floor, and you turn around to see like, fuck was that? And you see a group of armed individuals enter the bar, being led by a human man, probably about 5'10", with 2 rapiers, who just kind of like saunters in like he owns the place. It's like, well, Babayan. I always knew you were a boisterous idiot, but I didn't expect you to be partying so early after you stole from me. And Babayan stands up. It's like, Captain, I don't know what you're talking about. Look, whatever you heard, you've been lied to, all right? It wasn't me that stole your map. Thieves don't get to talk. You know what happens to thieves. And Babayan's face goes pale as a few of the armed individuals, first off, a few of them like block off the exits to the bar. And 2 of them begin to walk towards Babayan. And Babayan starts to back up a little bit. As he's just like continues like stammer off excuses and like, no, it wasn't me, it was this other guy, and you gotta believe me. And the captain like brandishes a pretty gnarly looking knife and begins to walk towards him as well.
I don't love this dream.
And Funk, Babayan looks to you. He's like, "Fuck, dude, you gotta help me. Come on, man."
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
Wow. Funk has successfully caused a time paradox.
Don't worry, Babayan. I've got this. to infinity and beyond.
So, did Funk actually stand in the way of him?
I mean, apparently.
Well, I mean,
Are we
Details-
retconning this?
no.
Oh,
We can think of other reasons.
I
for
just
Funk
want
kind
you
of
to
ass-key.
what would Funk do in this situation? This dude has been like really friendly and getting you drinks and
I
singing your
mean,
praises to the people of town as being threatened.
that's fair.
Like, what would Funk have done in that situation?
I'm sorry. Do I know you? I don't think I do. Let me stand up and get out of.
Incredible.
I love it.
Incredible. So, what was that action meant to represent?
That was him
Punch in the
tackling
face.
one of the henchmen.
Okay. So
Totally
Funk-
psyched him out. They didn't know it was coming.
one of them is very shocked. The other one you tackle. Neither of them had any idea this tiny fish man was going to be doing that. And Rutledge tells you that this man's a thief and was a part of my crew. I'm just here to collect what's mine. This has nothing to do with you.
That rhymes.
I realized as soon as I said it. Wait a minute, that kind of rhymes.
He's a thug and a poet. And now he has to die.
So Funk charged after.
Oh yeah.
after
Oh, yeah.
the
He
figure
just
with the knife.
like one final punch to the guy that he tackles, and then he just lunges at the knife wielding posh wank face.
Fuck. So Funk goes charging in at this posh wank face, as he so eloquently described him. And you like pick up like running tackle. You pick him up and you slam him into the ground. And you're on top. And you're on top of this guy. You're like reeling. You're ready to punch this dude's face into the ground. And he just like puts a foot on your chest and like kicks you off.
That's not nice. No.
He quickly stands himself up, still with his knife out,
I see you're
And he's
very
like-
limber.
and he's ready. He's like, "Oh, we got a fighter. Well, come on, fish man. Let's see what you've got."
Well, actually, I'm more barbarian than fighter, but
And he throws a knife at you while you're explaining that to him. Funk, you deflect the knife easily,
yeah.
and you go running back in. And Waddle running straight in. Not quite sure which way you're going to end up going, but it's going to confuse him just as much as it's confusing yourself. An unorthodox tactic, but it ended up working because he didn't know which way to throw a punch. As you just throw your weight onto him again. But like as you're like kind of like shoulder tackling him, trying to like push him back, he stops you. He seems to have like a lot more strength than his frame would really suggest.
Uh-oh.
And like you're like kind of like low. You're like basically trying to like football tackle him. So like you're like really low towards the center of gravity. And he just like grabs you, knees you in the chest. It's really easy because of how you got yourself positioned. And he just like picks you up and throws you into one of the tables.
Run, Boboyan! Save yourself!
Mobian tries to run, but like an idiot gets tripped. He's very much like a protagonist in a horror movie.
Damn it, Boboyan!
Where he runs, he falls, he trips and falls, and he seems to be caught on literally nothing, and yet he can't stand himself back up.
He keeps trying to crawl, but he's horrible at crawling.
Yeah,
Just kind of wiggling in place.
pretty much.
Do the crab walk.
Fuck, you stand up and you begin to trade blows with this posh wank face. It's down to fisticuffs. As the two of you begin to trade blows, you're ducking left and right, expertly dodging out of the way of his blows, and he gets a few good ones in. You're knocking him back. You kind of you got him on the ropes. You're sending him back. What other weapons beside your trident do you have on you?
I've got the arquebus, and a javelin, and a belaying pin, and a couple of hand axes. I got some stuff.
All right, the hand axe will do.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Scalp a mofo.
So he takes out. So basically, the two of you brandish weapons at the same time. He pulls out another large knife.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
I got a hatchet. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. And the two of you begin a bladed weapon fight.
Ching, ching. Ba-bing, bing.
Exactly. Those noises, exactly. Is Funk also making those noises?
He is, of course. Of course.
Awesome.
Naturally.
All right, here. Ba-bing, bing.
At some point, he picks up a chair and throws it at you before the chair crashes into you and breaks apart, and then he's just leaping, stabbing at you.
Funk is just as the chair hits.
You just power through the chair, and it breaks apart at you. It doesn't slow you down at all. After all, you're a raging barbarian. Nothing stops you. You have advantage on strength checks.
Yeah, that's right.
So actual blood is drawn at this point between the two of you. At some point during this, you drive your hand axe into his arm, and it kind of gets stuck there, and the arm almost starts to go a little limp.
Yeah,
and he kind of reels back and pulls out the hand axe, and there's reveals a total mess, torn flesh and tendons, and just you can see bone exposed. You drove the axe that deep.
Yeah, that's right. I did that.
And he kind of just looks at that, looks back to you, and starts laughing.
Oh, I say pain for pleasure. Okay. I can play this game.
He throws the axe back at you, and you catch it because you're obviously expecting. It was such a stupid move coming from this man before he rushes up while you catch it, and he kicks you right in the nards.
What a pathetic display. Huh.
And he tackles you down to the ground.
Love how we reacted to the tackle, but not to the kick to the nuts.
He's immune to nard kicks.
I wear a cup.
He's a fish man. They're located somewhere different.
They're actually located inside the body.
Yeah.
With his gills.
That's weird.
And yet, as far as any of us know, could be
entirely true.
It could be entirely true. He begins to wail on you while you're on the ground.
Or I say, do it the coward's way, kicking a man while he's down. Oh,
pretty much. At some point, you grab his dead arm, put your foot on his stomach, and you kind of lean back as much as you can while you're on the ground, and you kick him off of you.
Yeah.
So it kind of flies over your head, but you don't let go of his arm, and it tears completely off. So now you've just got this limp arm in your.
Beat him with it.
You start to beat him with his own arm.
Yeah, that's right. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
And then you feel a sharp pain in your stomach as while you're beating him, he managed to stab you in the stomach.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
Nobody ever expects to stab while being beaten. Gets up, shoulder checks you, and you can see the mass of flesh where his basically his arm stump is begin to like regrow.
Well, that's not natural.
Nothing about me is.
All right, look. No one said we were growing new things, so
Fuck wins by disqualification.
right. I don't think this goes under the sanctioned rules. How about we just agree to disagree, and I'll be on my way.
Before you can finish that sentence, you get clocked on the backside of the head from one of the goons. Basically, you just get rifle butted back in the head and like knocks you down to the ground. Rutledge kicks you over, stomps on your head a few times.
Damn.
Which dazes Funk. He eventually like sits down on your chest, and then with his one hand, his other arm still regrowing, just like pummels you a few times, and begins to almost like he like starts to like try to like gouge your eyes out. Basically, he just like puts his fingers over your eye sockets, just starts to like just apply pressure.
So first he curb stomps me, and then he tries to poke out my eyeballs.
Pretty much.
I mean, I gotta give him points for creativity, I guess.
And one of the last things you remember before passing out from pain is some voice calling out to Rutledge and telling him to stop and remember why we're here. And like the pressure eases up, you can feel like blood drawn from like right above where your eyes are, like his nails like scratching into your skin.
Do I recognize the voice?
You do not. But the sound of the voice seems to stop Rutledge from finishing you off. And instead, through your blurred, bloody vision, you just see like the silhouette of a man take a heavy object and just like knock you out with it. And that's the last thing Funk really remembers.
All right.
So,
Yep.
Well.
I
Well, it's weird I started
he
suddenly
now has
saying
a
that.
code name amongst our crew now. We shall refer to him as Posh Wankface.
Posh wank face.
Just send him anonymous letter. Dear Posh Wankface, we're gonna get you.
I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you one way or another.
I'm gonna cast Arcane Eye and send it over to his ship.
Yeah, do that.
I'll do it.
I'm just gonna watch him for an hour.
But Desmond, so you're going out to find Francis?
Desmundo is in fact going out to find Francis.
Francisco.
Yes.
Markov.
That's actually his name.
Jonathan the Third.
All right. So it's pretty easy to find Francis. This is not exactly one to keep his position hidden for too long because he's just that much of a boisterous asshole.
Of course. This is why Desmond loves him.
He's like, Desmond, how you doing?
Francis, I see you finally gotten yourself conscious.
Yep. That was a weird night.
I was honestly expecting a bit of a calm after how blitzed you got.
I mean, you're a halfling too, you know, like that shit just kind of passes right through us.
Somewhat yes, somewhat no. Either way. So I vaguely remember us going through possible talks of teaming up on some poor bastard who happens to be trying to carry cargo.
I vaguely remember something along those lines. Which is weird, because I remember you, not being too keen on wanting to partner up with anybody before. What changed?
A couple things. Captain wants to murder someone, become more of a pirate. I decide, fuck it, why not? We haven't done enough actual pirating since we started, so it's a good way. It's a good start, at least.
Well, I'll gladly take as many ships to throw in between myself and my target as possible.
Yeah, you wouldn't happen to have any ideas on someone who might already be on their way, or is it basically just go out there, look at someone, and say, "Hey, fuck you"?
I mean, I've been getting kind of stinted recently by Miss Guthrie, and hasn't really been giving me any good ship leads just yet. So I've been thinking about. Don't know why my accent just changed all of a sudden. I'm thinking about just going into the usual shipping lanes and seeing what happens to cross by.
Huh.
It's a bit of a crapshoot, but usually if you sail along them long enough, you run into something. The old-fashioned way.
Tommy, do any of them happen to run along the way to Cuba?
I mean, there are always some good shipping routes to Cuba.
Ah, good. Yeah. Oh, good. We should, fuck it. Let's fucking do it.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's fucking do it. At this point, this conversation is just evolved into halflings.
Yes.
Go. Just full on halfling, just Irish gibberish.
I feel like that's what it sounds like in Funk's head all the time.
But that's actually just what it sounds like.
I told you.
I told you. Oh, I understood that.
I told you, yeet. That is halfling language.
I mean, it's an interesting strategy to launch yourself from a cannon into your target, but
oh god, does it get their fucking attention though?
We like to call it the nuclear halfling. We just send him in with a bunch of scrolls of delayed fireball, and we just launch him out of a cannon.
You see, it's an interesting idea, but here's what I call my variation of it: the Flintstones bomb.
Now, what makes a Flintstones bomb?
You ever? I mean, first of all, you ever hear about that play? Bunch of people over in the Stone Age, just living like a normal ass family and shit like that. Just about the fact there are dinosaurs everywhere.
I vaguely heard of this. Yes.
Yes. Well, if you don't polymorph, you can make some fucking magic happen.
So you launch yourself out of a cannon and turn yourself into a dinosaur.
Yes.
It's a bold strategy. Let's see how it works.
It's the fucking Triceratops from up high.
It hasn't quite been tested yet, but honestly, I have nothing but absolute faith in the plan.
I agree. I'll make sure to prep. I'll make sure to prep polymorph, and we'll give it a shot.
And if that doesn't work, there's always the alternate version, the Noah bomb. Instead of dinosaur, just a fucking whale. Like I said, they never fucking see it coming.
I mean, we want the ship intact. At least somewhat. Also, Caitlin's dying.
This is why you don't get pirates polymorph, because it's some goofy shit like this happens. That or you can drown a fishman to death with it.
Man, did you hear about what happened to the trading ship, the Frenchman? It's like, no, what happened? Well, a cannon shot went off, and then a whale crashed into it.
We're not sure which one happened first, or if one was like the exact same time. Honestly, every time we keep asking, which one happened first, they just said yes.
It became a very famous pirate phrase. What came first, the cannon shot or the whale?
But no, this is gonna be fucking hype. Let's fucking do this shit.
All right.
Yeah.
So an agreement has been made, I suppose?
Yes. And look, not only has an agreement been
Agree
made, but
to
the battle plans
terms,
have already been drawn up.
Desmond. Agree to terms. You hear the voice in your head of "Let's talk money." What do we get out of this?
Ah, yes.
Coo, coo,
Cuckoo, cuckoo,
coo.
I didn't realize pigeons came out this far.
Fucking
Okay.
pigeons!
So this is that one that sounds suspiciously like human speech does actually make a good point. What exactly are we looking as far as Divian loot?
Well, loot split equally amongst crews.
Ah,
So we find about half the approximate value of the total amount of cargo we take, and then we split it evenly 50-50. And then we divvy it out amongst our own crews from there.
all right. So in other words, aim for a fucking big one then.
Aim for a big one.
Let's fucking do this. He
I
holds,
mean,
he holds his hand out for a Schwarzenegger level, grasp.
He does it, but it's really not that impressive
Yeah.
because
Oh,
you're both
absolutely.
halflings who did not prioritize strength.
Oh, absolutely. Like
It's just like noodly, like halfling arms.
Oh, absolutely. Look, in our heads, it's like just one.
But in your
gigantic-
bardic minds, you're 6 feet tall and ripped.
Oh hell yeah! Like basically, it just goes like full JoJo's for a second. Just
Oh God, no!
Why does this happen?
All right, moving on. All right, who's next? Who else has got shit they want to do?
who else is going to shit?
I mean, I'm spying on Posh Wankface for an hour.
Oh, right. So are you like sending the? Wait, is the eye visible or is it invisible?
I believe
Can you click the
it's
spell?
invisible.
Invisi-brew.
It just watches him take a nap for an hour.
Funk just like falls
accidentally
asleep on the
follow him
floating
to the
disc.
bathroom.
Right.
Invisible magical eye.
I really want to go and fuck with this guy.
You see, so your eye makes it to the ship. And by the time your eye gets to the ship, you see a launcher being like basically a small rowboat launched from a ship, being hoisted up by one of the davits, with the man himself.
Posh Wankface.
Yes,
The process of blank face.
he embarks his ship, but not before turning around and tossing. Oh, actually, no, wait, no, I didn't. Never mind. That head becomes a permanent fixture in his cabin.
Nice.
Mhm.
It's like there's a reason why he took it.
Actually, so do you go in? Does your eye like follow him into his cabin?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you follow. The eye follows Avery as he enters his cabin. His cabin is actually like. It's not as like. It's actually a pretty well decorated cabin. Full of like what appears to be like art and like cultural artifacts from a lot of different cultures. probably loot from ships that he's plundered. Behind the desk, he kind of like hoists up like a small net, like a really small net, just large enough to fit like a roughly a basketball-sized object. And he takes the skull of Babayan, takes out a knife. He seems to have a lot of knives. It seems to be a pretty running theme with this dude. It's just a lot of knives. And he carves a symbol into the forehead of the skull. And then places a gemstone onto it. Like onto the symbol. And the gemstone seems to adhere to the mark. And then you see the eyes kind of roll back into their sockets, but they're all like faded and foggy. And like the mouth begins to like move. It's like basically the head's been reanimated. Or animated. And it kind of like bites out at him. And like when it starts to like bite and gnaw, he just takes it and he puts it in the net.
Huh.
And he just kind of looks at it, just like with his hands on his hips, kind of admiring the job of this new sort of like weird zombie head just trapped in a net in his office. He smiles. And he takes out a piece of paper that's got some blood on it, unfolds it, and lays it out onto his desk. And begins to basically copy down what's written on the page into a journal.
What's written on the page?
What's written on the page is a correspondence from some noble person of elven descent.
Mm-hmm.
Make a history check to see if you recognize the name.
Okay. Hold on, I had to close my character sheet. Do I get advantage because I'm from that place?
Sure.
From Elfland.
From Elfland.
It's from Valiant. Get it right, Aaron.
Elfland.
Elflando.
Good thing I asked for advantage.
Whew.
Good lord.
All right. It is from a Sir Peleus Valro. The Valro families are a pretty prestigious military family. Of noblemen and noblewomen who have dutifully served the empire in all of its in its military endeavors. With many of the sons being a part of the near legendary cavalry unit, the Phoenix Guard. My internet is being a little slow. Am I cutting out for anybody?
Nope.
No.
Okay, good. The current like head of the house, Peleus, has been a leader of the Phoenix Guard for a few centuries at this point. You remember hearing this name from like your father kind of mentioning it casually because your father used to be in the military, and so he's definitely like talked about this family before. The correspondence seems to be like really just like nothing of note. Like it almost seems like a casual letter that he seems to like written to a friend. Of just like, hello, old friend, how are you doing? It's been so long since we met up for yada yada. And I remember the last time that we met was at the noble party of what's his name at the whatever palace. And it just kind of like drags on and on. It's like, do you have calligrapher's tools?
Yes, I do.
Ooh.
I was about to say, I'm gonna start writing this shit down.
Okay. So Kalora begins to write this shit down. Cool. Then I will save that roll for later then. But it is good to know that you're writing that shit down. So yeah, in much the same way that he is, Kalora begins to just like copy down the correspondence.
Because I'm like, the way it's talking, I'm like, this shit's probably in code.
Rutledge finishes writing it down, closes the journal, tosses it into a cabinet.
It's very rough with these things.
Yep. At this point, the zombie head has just like it's still like resting in the net, and at this point, like a really like thick piece of rope is just like kind of like caught in between its jaws, and it's like slowly like gnawing on. It's like nah, 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 nah.
I'm also gonna note the symbol that was carved into the dude's forehead.
Okay. If you'd like, you can make an Arcana check to see if you recognize it. You recognize it as a sort of priming symbol used in arcane rituals to like set certain magical energies in place before a larger spell is cast or something is like applied to it to enhance the magical energies being controlled. That specific symbol is, depending on what scholars are talking about, it is either a symbol of like general darkness and or of death itself.
Cool.
And the gemstone that he set into its head looks like a jet black stone.
It doesn't look like a
Divinium crystal?
Divinium crystal, does it?
It does, actually.
Oh, fun. And I know black is necrotic.
Yeah, so he just put like an evil priming or like a dark priming symbol on it and then applied necrotic energy to it. And that seemed to
animate it.
Animate the not resurrect, but animate the severed head. So now it's just like a weird zombie head with a gemstone fused into its skin on the forehead.
Cool.
Can the eye hear or can it only see?
I think it's only sight.
Can you read lips?
Can I? Can I take that one?
Can you?
No.
Oof. Alright then.
No, I got Magic Initiative, Prodigy, Spell Sniper, and Warcaster.
Then somebody enters into his cabin and says something to him, and he just kind of like nods and seems to give some sort of like affirmative callback. And then the door closes again, and he just kind of like stands there and for the next while admiring his new cabin pet.
I'm gonna look around. How much time do I have?
I'll say probably about 15 minutes left.
I will use the remainder of my 15 minutes just to search his ship, looking for any precursor shit or divinium shit or anything of interest.
Okay. Let's see here. You do not find any precursor shit on his ship. You do find some crew members securing some piece of like some like small crate basically into the arsenal, like where they store all the gunpowder and stuff. And it's basically just like a crate marked D crystals.
Oh, shit.
D crystals.
How big is this
Nice.
crate?
It's like a.
Yeah, how
It's
big
like
are the D crystals, Ian?
How big are the D crystals? That sounds like the fucking MacGuffin of like some like 90s magical girl anime. It's like,
Most
we
likely.
require more D crystals for our dark summoning.
Guys, I'm really having a hard time separating this from my actual name. Can we stop?
They're D-Rocks.
D rocks. D shiny stones.
Genomes.
My God.
Genome soldiers.
Geodes. Sorry. Divinium
They're
geodes.
geodudes.
Geodudes.
And
Sorry, how big did you say this chest is?
it's like a 2x3 crate.
Okay.
So 2 foot wide, 3 foot long. Probably about a foot and a half in height.
These are probably just bog standard divinium crystals, not like my rechargeable ones.
Well,
Are there
in
any
theory, no divinium crystal is rechargeable. It is a special property of your
gun?
Sword. Precursor tech that can
Yeah.
recharge them.
All right. Is there any
Medical
1 inch in diameter openings in this box?
No,
Okay.
there's a keyhole, but it's a lot smaller than 1 inch.
Cool. And there's no like interesting artifacts in his cabin?
Not in his cabin, no. Well, I mean, they're like cultural artifacts. So you see definitely some like marks of rank taken from different militaries. You see like some unique flags that don't look like pirate flags or trade fleet flags. They look like the flagships of like some kind of military force that he's
I think he hates military.
wiped
guys.
out. I mean, a lot of pirates do,
Mm.
because a lot of pirates historically were former military who got sick of the way that their officers treated them, and so they bailed out. It's like, yo, we're gonna steal your shit now.
Not even that. It was mostly just former Navy who after the various wars they fought in it were just like, oh yeah, we don't need you anymore. Bye. What about the money we were offered? What money?
What money? The officers took it all.
Yeah. They're like, okay. Click.
You see some like sawtooth weapons that are like pretty unique to like oceanic orc tribes. So like think like those like kind of wooden clubs, but they've got like shark teeth or like monster teeth. I guess in a fantasy world, probably more like monster teeth like sewn into them. You see a pretty antique looking piece of set of armor that's like put up on an armor rack. We'll say that you saw that during your initial trip through his cabin.
Alrighty.
The last thing
Stupid.
that your eye sees before the magic cuts out is down in the hold, or kind of like where the brig usually is, are two tied up people with burlap sacks over their heads, and they seem to be tied to posts and have wearing like fine dress wear with sacks over their heads. And then the magic cuts out.
Cool. Nice.
Nice. Not so nice, actually. It's really not.
Oh. I just remain in my cabin, making more notes and theories and plotting.
Plotting's good.
Really not hard to think about those people, because what if? And it's probably not, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Joseph, what do you do? What's Joseph up to? Is he up to anything special?
It's nighttime, right?
We'll say that by this point it's probably starting to approach evening hours. Not nighttime.
It was
by
like
any means.
afternoon.
It was early afternoon, but things take time, and time is convoluted in my games.
Sure. Don't even know what date
So,
it is anymore.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
He goes and has an uneventful, deity-free sleep.
Oh, that's what he thinks. Dun dun dun.
Deity free sleep.
He really
Deity
does.
free.
That's
Sleep.
funny.
All right, so you just like middle of the day. It's like, well,
Well, you
sun's
said it
still
was
out,
night.
I didn't. No, I said it's not night by any means.
Oh, I thought you said, okay, I guess it's night by now.
No.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't have anything for him to do during the day unless you do, or someone else does.
No. Oh, I don't have anything.
Yeah, he had already magicked up his shield, so that was kind of all I needed to do inventory-wise.
Mm-hmm. Tricks? Anything?
I mean, if Malika's been back and there's not really much Malika needs to do for the ship, just approaching her about, what can she learn, trying to get some skills to be a better pirate.
It's actually like a perfect time. Basically, like Malika's like, oh, good, perfect timing. I was actually about to come find you. Because there's a lot to being a bosun. And part of that job is inspecting the ship to make sure that it's ready for sail.
Ooh, cool. Definitely don't know how to do that, if you want me to be honest.
Well, that's why I'm training you. And so she begins to literally show you the ropes.
This is the long rope, and this
This is the short rope that we use for tying people up.
I was waiting for someone to say it. Confused. I refused.
And it all comes back. It all circles back around. No, she actually begins to go through what all the rigging is. Here's what to look for when you're inspecting it. Watch out for fraying along these edges. if there is, and she's like goes through, like walks you through like how to like disassemble like a line without like without like having to undo the entire rigging system
Mm-hmm.
and replace it. And so that's probably the rest of your day because rigging systems in Age of Sail sailing ships was wicked complicated with literal like thousands of miles worth of rope.
Oh yeah. Totally practicing whatever she says I need to practice or whatever.
It's like a step above her like slamming a book on a desk you're sitting at, and it's like, here's about rigging, read it.
I don't have anything else other than that though. That literally, like you said, is probably my whole day.
Right. Huntsman.
I'm introducing myself to the crew, seeing if there's any interesting characters. I have to re-meet everybody that's on the crew. Learning that we have a troll on board.
Oh yeah, there's troll. There's a troll.
There's orcs. There's the hobgoblins. I'm introducing
There's
myself
a
to all the
bugbear.
named NPCs.
There is a bugbear. Make a perception check to see if you notice the bugbear.
Can I use my passive perception?
Do you notice the bugbear?
I really would be a passive perception because you don't know that he's there, so you're not really actively looking for him.
Yeah, my passive perception's 24.
Okay, yep. Actually, his natural stealth is a 30, so. Oh shit.
Get fucked, Brit.
Aw,
Get
man.
fucked.
You notice the bugbear. Nobody else seems to, unless he like actively like goes out of his way to like get somebody's attention.
I feel like me and him are gonna be good friends.
He introduces himself as, if you approach him, he introduces himself as Mort.
Mort. My name is Huntsman. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Huntsman.
Yes.
Interesting.
It's both a name and a title.
That's stupid.
I mean, yeah,
feel
I
like-
guess it is.
Characters meeting each other in D&D is the equivalent of like 11-year-olds meeting each other for the first day of middle school.
Right?
Like,
I could believe it. Yeah.
Pretty much.
I say, I know a little bit about your people. How you're very good at not being noticed. So, I was wondering what you've noticed aboard this ship. If there's anything interesting I should know. Now that I'm joining.
So you're asking the stealthy bugbear for what gossip he's been able to
Yeah,
listen to.
I'm basically saying, what's the 411? Tell me
Yeah,
what the shit's happening on this boat. You're probably the one that knows best.
right.
Because he's probably been in
What do
every
you know
single
about the
meeting.
Reapers?
What do you know about the Reapers?
Because he's probably been in every single one of our meetings. We've just had too low a passive perception to see him.
Pretty much.
I'm a top man.
He shares the local gossip. The Sergeant at Arms has been spending a lot of time at the Fishmouth Tavern. The Sergeant at Arms being Solomon.
Okay.
God, what's that original dude's name? Like Jeremy.
Oh, the guy who came with the ship.
Yeah,
Jerry.
Jerry.
And also, I know why Solomon's been there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I'm sorry, Funk, but Sullivan's cheating on you.
no.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch.
We've all called Funk Fishman, but actually he really is just a bear.
Big scaly bear, but yeah, sure.
Fish bear.
Fish bear.
Fish
I'm a
bear.
grizzly fish.
It's like an owl bear, except it's aquatic.
Right.
Good lord.
Fuck, what is that thing? It's like a bear with two undead great whites as for arms.
Oh god.
What?
Oh, you mean
That
the
sounds
greatest
like
breed
the
ever
next
created?
sci-fi movie. Sci-fi made for TV. First, there was Sharknado. Then there was Shark Bear.
Dun, dun, dun.
Another shark bear NATO.
Shark Bear NATO.
Oh god. The horror.
I love it.
Problem is the bear isn't actually aquatic. It has sharks for arms and legs, but the bear itself isn't aquatic. So it actually drowns as soon as it goes in the water.
That's why I can't take you guys anywhere. Jeez.
I feel like talking to Mort would be kind of like asking, like, selecting the rumors option when talking to an Oblivion NPC.
Right? Essentially.
Suddenly changes voice actors.
Yeah, something. What do you want to know? Rumors. I saw a mud crab the other day. Ghastly things.
Oh, you saw more crab too.
Blessings of Mara upon ye.
But yeah, I cycle through the rumors until the option finally says I've cycled through them
Until
all.
it finally goes to gray instead
Yeah.
of being gold. Yeah.
Then,
Yeah.
You know,
There's
that
a
probably takes me a
there's
while.
there's an underground gambling thing going on. The whole certain night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone wins some money off the crew.
They think that nobody knows, but actually he knows.
It's just me that doesn't.
Wait, I asked him what type
Current-
of gambling it is. Is it cards or dice?
It's dice.
Oh, excellent.
And they've got like this weird like new like card game that they're playing. It's got like monster pictures on it and like they fight with them.
Oh no.
They fucking play
Pokemon.
Gwent.
They're
It's
playing
Pokemon.
It was Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually.
Aw.
Ah.
But it's Beyblades! No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they're just like 1720s pirate ship, and these guys are like ripping Beyblades in the bottom of the hold.
Rape Solomon.
That's fine. I
Oh
get
my
to
god.
Make some money off the crew this night.
No, so it's there's dice going on, and there's also some kind of like card-based gambling game.
Excellent. I actually had like totally out of character losing moment, but I have some questions quick. What is a poisonous kit in like skill? What attribute is it?
Depends on what you're trying to do with it. I'll probably
Okay.
put it either wisdom or intelligence.
Okay, +1 either way. What about disguise kits?
Dexterity or wisdom.
I'll
He
take the
thinks.
dexterity. Okay, sorry. I just needed to fill in my tool proficiencies.
Yeah.
I can go back to it. Yeah, I imagine cycling through all the rumors amongst all the small talk we may or may not do probably takes me the rest of the afternoon until the evening times.
He comes to medical. Joseph does not answer the door.
Oh, he also tells you to be careful if you ever have to go to medical.
I don't think I will. I doubt your medic has ever worked
You
on
won't be
something.
careful, or you won't go to medical.
I won't go
Jer-
to medical. Fuck that.
Jerry
Joseph
Jerry
can
went
fight me.
in one time and he's had nightmares ever since.
He's just curled up in a corner. I'm okay. I'm
Trix
okay.
went one time and almost died by, a Cthulhu-like monster.
like-
So
Mort tells you that he's never been inside of Joseph's little medical room. However, he knows that Jerry and Trix went in, and when Jerry went in, he came out a while later looking shell-shocked.
So from a
And-
couple mishaps,
and
and
then
100%
when he
success rate.
When he passed by another time, he heard tricks laugh, scream, crying. So laughing, crying, and screaming at the same time.
Good lord.
But he's
And
had
he
no
is-
other issues.
And he has decided that
Because
if,
no one
or
else
has
goes to
decided that if he ever gets critically wounded, that he would rather die.
But I would imagine Funk is the only person that sings Joseph's praises because he heals
Right.
Funk all the time.
Yeah,
Right.
Funk's just like Joseph is the greatest healer on the planet. There's no reason not to go visit him.
Mort is convinced that Funk is on Joseph's payroll.
I imagine Joseph has like a poster on his wall or like a board on his wall that's like so many days without incidents, and it's just because he's avoiding patients and they're avoiding him.
But like, yeah, that's him. He'll start forming a friendship with the local rumor mill, the other
Cool.
sneaky person on the board. One of them, anyway.
We're just seeing how long I can go without meeting Floop's character.
Yep. I never want to go to medical now, and you probably like probably wouldn't know what to do with me anyway.
Is Charles Vane's ship still ported, docked?
By this point of the day, it would probably be leaving.
Wait, are we following?
No.
Okay. So we were going out with Charles Vane.
Nope.
So, what's the plan, Captain?
I'm in my
Funk's.
cabin.
I imagine Funk is just like floating around the deck on that disc.
Oh, that disc is gone by now. It only lasts an hour.
No,
I'm pretty sure. I mean,
no.
you can follow me and bug me, but I'm working with Malika right now.
He just falls after an hour. He's like, "Oh, I've lost the power."
Quick, somebody knock me out again.
Could I have done another arcane eye before his ship left?
Oh, Charles Vane's?
Yeah.
Sure.
You know it feels like somebody's
Somebody's
watching
watching
me.
I mean, hey, it's the perfect spying spell. I just want to see what's happening over there, you know?
Did you guys turn into Crystal's dog?
Hey now, my dog sounds a lot more intelligent than that.
Raggy?
Oh, come on. Load up the fucking character sheet, roll 20. Goddamn.
No, I don't want to.
Go
Really
fuck
doesn't.
yourself.
Yeah.
Was that the voice of the roll 20? I like this.
I approve of that being the voice of Roll20.
It's really
Hey.
disconcerting, Dean, when I can hear your voice but I can't see you.
Sorry, I got tired of sitting, so I stood up.
Oh,
So I
okay.
could like,
It was just like everything's shadow. It was like, what the fuck?
yeah, I'm here.
Who are you? What have you
Is he
done with
really?
Dean?
Hey, Kayla, what do you know off the top of your head what was the last date that you remember it being and when it was?
Well, I've lost track of that fucking shit.
Yeah, no, but do you remember the last time that you actually like?
It's in the
Had it.
it's in the calendar.
It's
Oh,
the
we have a calendar.
15th of whatever
the last time I put a
equivalent-
current date, it was October 1st.
Do you remember what session that was?
It is now March 12th
Shut
in the
up.
year of our Lord.
I do
No.
not, because there was like 2 months we didn't play Pirates, and my brain lost it.
Well, my
The
character's
year our
birthday
Lord
could
Cthulhu.
possibly have happened already, or is
No,
happening.
it has not been a month in game.
We've had a lot of travel.
Yeah, it was
We
like
have had a lot of
September 24th and stuff, and it's been like only a couple days travel from Rogueport to here.
You said it was October 1st.
Yeah. Trex's birthday's the 31st.
Yeah, I
October.
know that, but when was the
November.
last time though? Like, was it
believe-
when we were in
I
Rogueport?
believe coming back to Rogueport should be like October 1st. So it's October 2nd. Let's just put it that way. Is that okay,
All
DM?
right.
Sure, why not?
Cool.
No.
It's okay with me. October 2nd. So close to Candy Day.
Soon it will be handy.
To the day where it is alright for the few clerics of Iran that still
Right.
exist in this world to resurrect family members without being smited by their own vengeful god.
Mm-hmm.
I have been gentle reposing for 236 days.
I can find. Yeah, really, the clerics of Iran like really celebrate All Hallows Eve because they don't have to cast Gentle Repose anymore. They can just resurrect those fuckers.
Alright, what's happening on Charles Vane's ship? Please tell me.
Oh, but I was
doing
getting
the
to some
triangle.
war. Yeah, this is actually a massive party on the ship now. So the ship is about to be getting underway. You see Charles and oh man, fucking what's her name?
Oh yes, that
I
class
forgot
is
my
right.
own NPC's name. Oh, fuck! What is her name?
Well, I know
I
her
don't know,
name.
what's her name?
Susan.
Susan.
Cat.
Helga.
Cat Rackham.
Got right.
Thank you. Yeah. So you see Charles and Kat pouring over some kind of detailed map. That's like laid out on top of a barrel on the quarterdeck of the ship. At some point, while they're looking at this map, a blonde woman in a very outlandish kind of like very obnoxiously like pink overcoat, walks over and like puts like just kind of like basically leans on Kat, just like arm on her shoulder, just like kind of like leaning on, like putting like obviously way too much weight, kind of on purpose. And they're like talking and saying something to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Charles just kind of shifts the map closer to himself. And like kind of like looks to his left. Kind of does a double take as he looks up and he's like staring straight at the arcane eye. And he pulls out his gun and he shoots the arcane eye.
Okay.
A few seconds later, you hear a gunshot in the distance.
Yeah.
As sound finally catches up.
Some young pirate somewhere just had his wish come true.
What?
What?
Every time you hear a gunshot, some young pirate somewhere has just had their wish come true.
I like
Whenever a bell rings, an angel gets his wings, and whenever a gunshot goes off, a pirate
Has this wish come true?
gets something.
Yeah. A pirate.
Anywhere
gets
a child
killed.
stops believing, a fairy drops dead.
All right, and that's what you see. So Charles Vane seemed to be able to see the invisible arcane eye.
Good to know.
Mm. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I knew that type of information.
Has your character even ever met Charles Vane?
Yeah. I came in right as the assassin thing happened.
Oh, right.
I was there with the assassin thing. I went to
Forever
his-
and a day ago.
Yeah, I went to his house. That was like I think either first or second session was I met the crew up at the house or whatever. Wasn't it his house?
Yeah. So yeah, that's it, I suppose.
Hmm.
Does Kalora
Alright.
do anything else? Oh, would you like to try? Since you wrote down the
Note.
since you wrote down the note,
Mm-hmm.
would you like to see if you can confirm your suspicions and see if there's some sort of hidden message in it?
Sure.
I'd like to see
you
if the
seemed-
price is right.
See, the price is right.
Yeah, let's bury myself into my work.
Yeah. Nothing bad can ever happen from delving into unknown dark arts.
Whatever
It's
it
true.
takes, Funk. Whatever it takes.
Ooh. Captain's getting some edge.
What did it cost you? Everything.
Captain's got some edge. I like it.
Calligrapher supplies.
What?
Something
I was-
about liquor for
I know.
siblings.
I said the calligrapher's supplies.
All I heard was liquor for siblings, and I was like, what?
Who is this Sablong and why does he need liquor?
I don't know who the fuck.
At
is
first, I
Tom?
thought that was like a really weird way of saying siblings, like get the liquor for the siblings. But then I was like, we don't have siblings in this game.
Or do
Not yet. Well, sort of. I don't know. Not really.
Do you think it would be a really bad idea to plunge the soul-stealing knife into Avery Rutledge?
No.
Steal a
that
soul?
idea.
I mean, you gotta get to him first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to plunge it in him. Let Funk do it.
Bold words for somebody within soul-stealing knife range.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're approaching me.
Yeah. I
Can't stab you with this knife if I can't get close.
Yeah. Can't stab you with a soul-stealing knife if I get close.
Oh, well then approach as much as you'd like.
Sorry, that was just an idea. I was looking at my inventory.
Oh man. Where's my trade? Oh yeah. Go ahead and roll with your calligrapher supplies. I suppose it would probably be intelligence.
That would be the right. That would sound like a right proper roll. To
You're
use.
trying to decipher these sort of things. So roll intelligence as your proficiency.
10.
Well, that's definitely a lot lower than 15. So,
You didn't. Yeah. Oof. Ow.
15 is what I'm setting the DC for it.
I'll try again tomorrow.
And yeah, you just like kind of look over it, and you're like,
I know there's something here.
There's something there, but your
Sleep
mind's been
on
pretty
it.
occupied. Your mind's like all over the place right now. It's just like you're just like
Your
I'm
heart kind of hurts a little.
So you're just like looking at this like letter that you've transcribed, and you're just like, I'm gonna try this tomorrow.
Pink is now banned from my ship.
Trix is gonna have some problems with that anything.
I turn my hair pink.
Everybody just shows up the next day wearing pink.
Desmond
It's like, well,
is
she
literally-
can't fire us all.
Desmond's wearing literally nothing but pink.
That's actually all of Desmond's loungewear.
I say
Just-
this
it's
to
pink
no
silk.
one so nobody knows shit.
I've banned it, but I will not tell anyone that it is banned.
She would just blow up on anybody who wears pink. What kind of pirate are you wearing pink to begin with?
Why are you wearing pink? I didn't know I wasn't supposed to.
Get off my fucking
Walk
ship.
the plank. No, Captain, please. The boombox.
But Captain, it's Wear Pink Day.
Right. Look, it's breast cancer awareness, Cap.
We all know that's a myth.
Ow, my stomach.
We don't need a special color to be aware that sometimes breasts get cancer.
Moving on.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. All right. Is there anything else anyone wants to do, or are we good to move on to the next day?
During the night,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to slip off of the ship.
Ran overboard.
Like, wait, did we leave? We're still at port, right?
No,
I
yeah,
think
still
we're
at
not paying
port.
attention. Okay.
Just literally just slips off. And
He just
throws it.
slips, falls off the ship.
You
I
literally fall off the ship.
I am going off into the darkness of the night and using my Eldritch invocations to be invisible as I walk. Because I've got a 24-hour limit on what I can do with this thing, so I'm gonna fucking use it.
Mm-hmm.
I go towards the ship of the person we don't like.
Ooh.
Posh fuckface?
Yeah, I
Wank
go towards
face?
the ship of posh.
Wank face.
Wank face.
Just
Posh
curious,
fuck
do you
face.
let anybody know where you're going?
No.
My shadow's attached to him, and I know where he is going.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did have
This is
that.
true, yes. I go to within 60 feet of his ship, and like, does he have like portholes in the sides of his ship that I can see through?
Oh god. What are you trying to do?
So I'm gonna find a place within 60 feet that I can sit nice and invisibly in the shadows. I'm going to take out a vial that I acquired earlier this day. I'm going to pop it off. I'm going to pour the blood onto my hands and then in a circle around myself.
It's Babane's blood.
It is Babane's blood.
So are you just like standing in the middle of the water then?
Is his ship not docked?
There are no docks. It is a shallow bay. You have to use like a launcher to actually get.
Oh shit! I thought
I've been ignoring that fact this whole time.
Yeah, we've forgotten this.
It's like I walk off and all my shit.
No, there is the
I walk
natural.
down the gangplank into the water.
Through the water. The natural bay of Rogueport is too shallow for ships to really get within a reasonable like distance of the shore for them to have built out a dock. There are attempts to do so, but like they never got a chance to really like hollow out to deepen the bay before, the colony technically failed and was overrun by pirates. And the pirates are too lazy to do it themselves.
So how far out is his ship?
It's more than 60 feet.
How far out?
From the shoreline, it's probably like
100?
probably 100 to 120.
Okay, then I have a question. Can I cast a spell while swimming?
What are the components? Well, for
Uh,
one thing, you're trying to draw a circle of blood.
I don't need to draw the circle of blood. That's just an additional thing I can do.
Okay, I know what spell
is
you're trying to cast. Click it. I know what you have and what you're trying to do. So let's take a look at it.
As you see at the bottom, it says, as part of this, you can form a circle on the ground.
Right. However,
say you
it
have
is
to.
also
Verbal
somatic.
And material. And I don't want to take a fucking.
So
I was planning this entire thing on the fact there was dogs because I keep fucking forgetting there's no dogs at this shitty little backwards boat.
Just take take the ship. Take the little launcher.
No, because we'd have to use that. I imagine there's not like communal ones. I imagine it is you use the longboat for the
They're
own
like-
ship.
there are, pretty
Or
much. They're
you
like
use it to get off the ship.
Too bad you didn't ask the person who can make a floating disc for an hour and have a swim speed of 40 feet.
Well, I mean, if
Go
that's the
with it.
case,
Yeah,
I
I
also
can make people
haven't
walk
left
on
the
water.
ship. I haven't left the ship because we are also out at sea.
This is true.
So, like, I realized.
So, with that new information, would you like to go get a partner in crime in this crazy group of yours?
I go and find Trix.
So you're like in the communal place because technically Trix doesn't have her own quarters. She's just like in the communal bunking area, like with her own like hammock and shit.
Birthing.
Huh?
It's called a birthing.
Thank you. A birthing. Cool. Good to know.
Okay, hello.
So yeah, you sneak up to Trix's hammock. Is Trix asleep? I would imagine she probably would be.
Yeah, depending on what time it is, probably so.
It's nighttime, so it's like middle of the night.
Yeah, sure. Sleep.
Then I like wake her up, the whole movie style, hand over the mouth and shake her so she can't just scream.
Originally, she would want to punch you, but she would see who it is, and she would just look very exasperated. Like, why are you waking me up? What do you want?
I need your assistance with a little thing I wish to do. I need a way of traveling off of the ship without being too conspicuous.
She kind of just like gestures to go out into the open area where there's not a bunch of sleeping people.
Yeah, we go up on the deck, I imagine.
Yep.
I have something I wish to do, but it's kind of time sensitive and I wish to do it tonight. It won't cause any trouble for this ship. I just want to do a thing. I just need to be able to travel on the water for a short distance.
All right.
Oh my god.
Does this have to do with? And I'm saying this just because you offered multiple times to fuck with Avery. Does this have to do with Avery? Or whatever his name is?
Would I go against the orders of a captain of ours and do something like that?
See? Unfucking trustworthy. I told you so.
So
I'm
what
not
exactly do
there.
you need from me?
I need, as I say, just a way to travel across the water without having to use our launcher boat.
Okay. So like you did with Bunk.
Yes, like we did with Funk.
Okay.
You'd have to go with.
Yeah, no. Not worried about that. I have a swim speed of 40 and all that kind of shit. I can breathe underwater, so I'm not worried about it.
Don't worry, if you come along, I can return us back to the boat without being seen as well. It's just I just need a one-way trip to that in a direction.
Okay, go do your whole invisible thing. I don't want people beside me seeing me while I'm making a floating disc.
I take like 3 steps sideways into a patch a little bit away from the nearest lantern and turn invisible.
And I spend 10 minutes working on my circular horizon plane of force that is 3 feet by diameter, 1 inch thick, and floats 3 feet above the ground, of choice I can see within range.
Okay.
And whenever I have enough time, I kind of gesture towards it. And then I jump off into the ship. Like I have gills sprout for my throat, obviously, first, so I can have underwater breathing. Then I jump off the ship and start swimming.
I, I step onto the disc and descend into the darkness.
And I swim underwater. I mean, do I know like how to get to Avery's ship? Because I had my bird. I don't know if you remember. Like I think it was a month ago. Whenever I had my bird follow him to his ship.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's in the same location, or if I think that's the direction I go.
All right. It wouldn't have actually changed, so you would know the relative position of it.
Yeah.
In relation to your ship. And since they're all anchored, it would not have changed, so.
I swim 800 feet per minute. Yeah, 800 feet a minute.
Good lord.
Well, that's how it is. It's 40 feet, then you do your action to dash, so that's 80. That's 6 seconds, but 10 rounds in a minute, so 800 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're able to pretty much clear the distance in a ridiculously short amount of time.
Yeah.
This is
could,
why I
like,
try not to pay too much attention to feet per round, because then my head starts to hurt. Trying to visualize it all. Anyway. So you get within range.
I stand on the disc, still invisible. Do the whole popping the vial out,
Mm-hmm.
coat my hands in the blood, speak out a few arcane words and wiggle my hands, and then just this ball of nothingness. Like it's like I'm holding a ball of Vanta Black. Just weaves its way through the night, and in the middle of their ship, if there's a porthole I can see through, so I can put it below deck. Is that such a thing? Like any side, or even just like the cannon holes if they're open. Can I see?
Oh
anything like
man,
that?
it'd be really bad security if they had any portholes open. I'm trying to think. It's like
D100 chance check or something.
I was gonna say.
What
You
about
know, I was
the
thinking
cannon
about
holes?
adopting this mechanic. So
I mean, would you be able to see into it though? Like, even if there
can-
was an open hole.
Yes, I can see in all darkness, magical and non-magical, up to 120 feet.
Yes.
I
I
ignore
took that
darkness.
invocation as well.
Of course, it's the best warlock invocation.
Yes.
okay, I would like everybody to please roll 3d6 and then times the result by 5.
Everybody?
Everybody.
40.
We are adopting the luck mechanic from Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, fuck off.
3d6. I got 4. Oh, okay. Look at our numbers. That's weird.
And then divide it by 5.
Times it by 5.
Multiple.
Desmond got 40 as well. So where Clara gets all the luck. She gets 45. Yes, Joseph.
Is this
that's
something
what-
we're holding on to, or is this something that we're just using? Because if I remember, that's something that we had rolled to begin with for Cthulhu, right?
Hmm.
I think it was linked with their sanity.
No, we rolled for it.
Oh.
There is actually on the sheet a tickable box to give you a luck characteristic.
Are we doing that? It's like, are we doing it all the way like Cthulhu, or are we doing something totally different?
Pretty much. Basically, you have a pool of luck being that number that you guys rolled. At any point, you can spend luck on a 1-for-1. Like a 1-for-1 for a skill.
Nice.
Or like for a roll. But of course, that permanently reduces your luck score. And I may call for luck rolls. So basically, right now, I'm going to call for a luck roll for Huntsman to see if there are any portholes that are open that you can see through.
So roll a D100 and get under 40.
Roll D100, get either your luck score or below.
No, there is no fucking portholes.
There
open.
are no portholes open, unfortunately.
fine.
They were smart and they decided to close and lock all of the open entryways that people could use to sneak into their ship. And or send sneaky magics into.
That's absolutely fine.
We can say that you noticed that before you cast a spell, though.
Yeah.
So
Instead, I just summon the demon on its top deck.
On the top of the deck. Okay.
Yeah. And
Because there
I
are more
summon-
than likely patrols out on top of the deck.
I summon this thing, Ian. A Tanaruk.
Yes! That's one of my favorite demons.
Right.
Share with the class.
A Tanaruk. A Tanaruk. A
It's
Tanaruk.
It's an orc demon. There you go. I shared it in general on Pirates chat.
Here is an image in the pirate's artwork for the monstrosity that he just summoned onto the deck of this unsuspecting ship.
It's a large creature as well, isn't it? No, it's only a medium. Oh, I thought it's large.
We can, man, really? It's medium?
I thought it was large.
I mean,
Yo.
so is a Goliath. So come on.
This is
I
true.
mean, fuck that. It's
True.
large. I'm buffing Tenarix. They're large now.
And as I cast it, I give it a command to kill everything on that ship.
Oh, damn. All right.
And then I promptly reach down to Trix, take her hand, and then cast Dimension Door back to our boat.
This is not going to end well for us.
That went perfectly.
How could
Well,
they
could-
tell it was us? Like, what?
Yeah.
There's no way.
No way for you to know it was us.
I literally,
Even if
I
people
killed a man today in front of his friend, beat the man to death, almost killed him, and then somehow, completely by coincidence, my ship was attacked
Attacked by a demon.
that same night.
As far as you're dead.
Like,
You were dead in that place, essentially. Like, he has no idea. And also, there are a lot of pirates that have enemies. He probably has more than one set of enemies.
I'm just saying, like,
I
the
mean-
timing is terrible.
I find it interesting that the Tenarix has no resistance to non-magical weapons.
Really?
They
No, it
only have
doesn't.
resistance to fire and poison.
And they have resistance to magic.
Well, that's
no,
that
that's
just
the
means they have advantage on saves.
saving throws.
Yeah, it's not a
Sorry.
damage resistance.
But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it just lasts for until it runs out of hit points or until it makes a save against my DC.
Right.
Which, I mean, to be fair, could be this first
Doesn't that
round.
just break it out of your control?
Yeah, but then it only lasts for 1d6 rounds after that.
Right, but okay. I guess I probably imported that. In fact, I'm 90% certain that I did. So here, let's go. Let's go, demons. If I can remember. Fun. Is it under fiend? Yep, fiends, demons. Ooh, let's sort that by A through Z. Oh, hello, Baphomet. I mean, what?
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, bath mat. And I'm like,
That's what I heard as well. Oh, hi.
Can I get a Baphomet bath mat? What kind of saving throw is it?
Charisma?
And how long does the spell last?
An hour.
That's a lot of saving throws. It's got a -1 to its charisma.
My DC is a 17.
Oh, it has advantage because there's score
Oh, yeah.
resistance.
Yeah, magic resistance.
I'm just gonna spam click charisma. Eventually, you'll get a 7. Oh, that was close.
Pretty close.
In the meantime, it's just like people are dying. Okay, there it is.
Roll 1 and then roll a d6. So it
for
lasts,
3
it's
more
only on there
rounds.
for a minute. It's there for a minute.
yeah, it lasts 9 rounds altogether.
Oh man, that's probably enough for an entire crew of pirates to whittle this thing down. So like you're back on your ship and you just hear like a hail of gunfire and distant screams that are barely audible considering your distance, but they carry because they're blood curdling death throes. And you see like the gun flashes in the distance. The warning bell on the on Relig's ship goes off.
I just thought, seeing as we're going to be fighting them at some point, killing a good more portion of his crew is probably worth doing. Plus, I only get 24 hours before I can't cast that spell, so Otherwise, I have to start killing crew members, and I don't want to do that.
He'll just hire more, you know
I
that.
was about to say, like, it's a good plan if we're attacking him like that
Oh, yeah,
day.
but next time I could do it again anyway. Summon another one.
Well, there you go. It is definitely a good plan for like pre-battle, like a preemptive strike before battle.
Yeah, and while he may be able to summon new people, like hire new people, he won't have, veteran crew that have been with him for ages. He'll have new hires. Who's more important?
I think you're stretching it a little bit. This was a practical joke. You put flaming poop on his doorstep.
It's more
Well, a man like
broke
Rutledge,
down
basically.
his doorstep. I kill a load of people because I can, essentially.
How many
use the-
people do die?
You don't know.
We would not know.
And are any of them Rutledge?
Fuck no, because that man cannot die.
I'm just saying.
He can
It's
grow
like
back his own
the
arm.
one person that we actually don't like survives, and a whole bunch of random peons who were probably just doing their jobs.
I mean, we're pirates. We don't give a fuck. We're not good people.
Says you. I'm a good person. I stood up for Babayan.
Fuck is a good person.
Your character is a good person, but you surround yourself with bad people.
Can we get F's in the chat for Babayan?
Like,
F for Babayan.
Fuck
You don't
Babayan.
have the F
Fuck
emoji in your
that's what the
pirate
F
game.
is for, Crystal. Everybody thinks it's just a show of respect. It's actually just no one cares about that person. Oh, they died? Fuck them. F.
Actually, I think that that charisma save, just so you know, actually only evolves with him controlling the beast. The beast still stays for an hour if he chooses to concentrate for the hour. And
Oh shit. Okay.
then after the hour, the 1d6 is how many rounds after that hour that it stays in. It just now, since he doesn't have control over it, the demon doesn't have to attack him, but it says the demon will attack whatever's closest to it.
Right, and considering that this is a large pirate ship full of now hostile to it pirates,
Yeah.
he's like, well, I'm here. Might as well.
Oh boy, here I go, killing again.
He's probably really fucking happy because, the main goal of demons from the abyss is to reach the mortal plane and murder things.
I mean, yeah, you basically just pulled a demon out of the blood war and onto a hostile pirate ship. It's just like, I basically see no change.
It's like, oh, a vacation.
And
Also,
then
if you
these
learn
things
their
will...
name, they will have disadvantage on that charisma saving throw next time.
Yeah, learning a
Rumpelstiltskin.
demon's true name is incredibly hard.
Just saying, if you got a special one.
I mean, or it's very easy. You just need to sell your soul to a demon that hates it.
There you go. And then you just
How about
continue
no?
selling your soul to new demons to get new names.
You've
No, those
got
demons-
the one.
The demons that die go back to the abyss, and you can
Look.
resummon them.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Sell things all the time. It's called
You can
fraud.
resell.
It's
Like,
soul
if you-
fraud, but as
Like,
long as
you
you don't
guys
get caught.
you guys could legit take the knife that Kolara has, steal people's souls, because there are soul gems you guys can get, and just trap people's souls and then sell those to
Fucking
demons
Skyrim
or
now?
devils.
Nobody knows I have this knife except for Desmond.
We know
I'm
you
just
have
saying
the
this-
knife.
Well,
we don't
if
know where it's
Desmond
at.
knows, then everyone else knows.
That is
No,
true.
we saw you with the knife. Like, and
No.
we had. Yeah, it was something that we got whenever we
Yeah.
were.
And
killed
Desmond
you.
took it.
And I'm pretty sure it was
And
you
then
that
in
took
my
it. And then-
office with me and Desmond alone, I took it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Look, all I'm saying is that souls are a valued resource in the outer planes, and you have the perfect extraction method.
I've got other things I want to do with souls.
Ew.
I have my own plans for souls, guys. I'm not going to be doing that.
Before going to bed, I've prepared a package.
Oh. A package of and to whom?
We'll see in the morning.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. Fine, keep your secrets.
God.
Channeling my inner Frodo. It's like, fine, keep your secrets.
I'll just take this sick ass ring and go home then.
Ew,
All
you
right,
have
then.
an ass ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sick? Oh, God.
We'll make it
What?
morning. And
That
you'll
sounds
find
disgusting.
And WebDM, they name drop, but they didn't link to it. This resource where it's like you can input basically a monster stat sheet, say how many of them there are, And it's like, okay, and it's like, say I've got like 18 bandits on a battle map. Instead of rolling for each attack, it's just like input. It's like, okay, I got 18 bandits. And it will roll for you. It's like, here's how many would hit, and here's how much damage they would have done. And I need to look that up. But I'm going to assume that town of Rook by itself would probably get killed in about a minute.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Surrounded by pirates as well as a nigh immortal captain. Which, by the way, Avery Rutledge has a new title in his NBC handout sheet.
Oh, what is it?
Dread Captain of the Crimson Skull.
I like it.
I like it.
It's fairly metal.
Very metal.
I mean, he seems like he's trying a little hard, but
Well, he did paint a skull in the blood of his enemies on a gigantic sailing, like, mainsail.
Funk's just bitter.
Are there any thrift shops in Rogueport?
Thrift shopping.
Why do you ask?
Reason?
What are you shopping for? What are you buying?
I'm not shopping for anything.
What are you selling?
Well, what are you trying to do? Tell me.
Is it morning yet?
Sure. You all get a long rest. It's great.
Cool.
Great sleep.
I just want to make sure that Trix didn't get caught like sneaking on and off the ship as much as she knew.
But we didn't really sneak onto the ship.
I
We just
mean,
hid in the galley. Or somewhere that should be empty at this time of night.
Soaking wet.
it's just like there's like one guy in the galley who's just like very tiredly munching on like a bowl of porridge. Just kind of like opens one eye, sees guys like nods upwards, like, "What's up?"
So he now makes a wisdom save, and if he fails, he forgets he ever saw anything. Yay, class features.
He's actually got a 30 wisdom, so it's a 19.
Literally, we walk out of the galley, and he forgets we were ever in the galley.
Sounds about right. Dude was barely awake anyway. All right then. Yeah. Morning comes.
Are there any thrift shops?
Yes. I don't know what it's called, but yes.
I mean, technically, all the shops in Rogueport are thrift shops, seeing as they're all second-hand goods stolen from other people.
Thrifty, shifty, pirate McGee.
No, there's some people that handcraft their items.
True.
I just like that. I think it should be thrifty, shifty.
Yeah, but the materials they used to handcraft those items were stolen.
This is true.
Yes, it is called the thrifty shifty. Or
I
the
love
shifty
it.
thrifty.
I find someone that looks like they take. I'm gonna go sell them something. I'm gonna find that person.
What are you trying to sell?
She's
Clothes and a hat.
feeling upset and petty, so she wants
Oh
to
my
get the stuff
god!
back.
Wow.
I don't
All
like
right,
it
then.
anymore.
Wait,
You're selling your custom-made outfit?
I have other outfits
Unbelievable.
at a thrift
The-
shop.
selling?
The
Why are you selling
I don't like
the-
these anymore.
Oof.
The
She's had it for like a
disrespect.
week, and then she sells it.
I've had it for over a month.
A month.
You
The
said we
thing
haven't
is,
been out here.
you're- I just want to point out your character is assuming a lot.
Hey, Funk, remember that month of downtime in Port Royal that you guys had?
No.
You had a month of downtime in Port Royal after you guys left Rogueport initially. So it's actually been like almost 2 months since you've been here.
I'm just saying, per the conversation earlier today.
Anyway, so in the pettiest of petty moves,
Yeah,
you
it's not. It hasn't, like, Dean. It hasn't been a month further than what it was. Like, we started this game in August. It is now October.
Got it.
okay, so Floof,
What did I miss?
Basically, Kalora saw somebody being really cozy with Cat Rackham, and so Kalora, in a petty move, has sold the custom-made outfit that Cat got her at a thrift
Oh.
shop.
I didn't
It
realize.
sounds like a 19-year-old, to be honest. Like,
It
Right,
does.
right. I
it
don't.
just
I don't like
it
it
hurts me a lot.
I saw you talking to Jessica the other day. Rebecca, it's not what you think. I won't hesitate, bitch.
Get a lesson here, bitch.
So how much did she get?
How much did that cost?
90
I
gold.
honestly feel like she just gives it to her and just walks out.
I
I want
don't
money
even
for this.
anything for it.
She wants money for it.
I gotta buy
Um,
myself a new hat. You joking?
You're also a captain. You got plenty of money.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean she doesn't want more.
Yeah.
I
They'll buy it
have.
for 60 gold. They'll buy from you for 60 gold pieces.
I'll take it.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. They're like visibly shot. They were ready for a haggle, and you just like take the first option. It's like, oh, okay. 60 gold pieces then.
And that comes with the hat.
If she
That
really
doesn't-
wanted
that
to be
doesn't change
petty,
That doesn't change the
donate it.
price.
No.
She donate it.
And then I go to the needle thread and purchase a new hat. I have outfits. I bought like 2 outfits in Port Royal.
All right then. Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't work. God damn it.
All right. So you guys had a plan. Honestly, I'm good with calling the session there. It's been
Do
a crazy day for me. I didn't have quite as much.
I mean, it was a 3-hour session.
Yeah, I know. We started a little late, but it's also
2.5 hour, I guess.
fucking nuts for me. And so instead of having a break, we'll just call it there with the summoning of demons onto rival ships and
The pettiness of teenagers.
and teenage pettiness, because
I
that's
like it.
literally what you are. You are a elven teenager
just
getting
curious.
mad that their crush is hanging out with someone else,
And that's the captain of our ship.
and that's our
Listen.
leader, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I sold the outfit, but also Kalora realized that she was being foolish having a crush in the first place.
Yeah, crushes are dumb.
Dumb.
Trix does disagree.
Funk only has a smash on people.
You don't know what happened.
Prue, the ghost of Prue just sits behind Desmond saying, "But what about the wedding?"
Don't worry, friend. It will happen.
Just curious, DM player. I am trying to get skills off of this RPN with what's her face, Malika.
Okay.
Like, just some type of like actual skills that are useful for boating. And I don't know if you want to like be just like boat swine skills, or if you want to like do a couple of skills that are actually, or not skills, tools, whatever they're called.
Right.
Proficiency vehicles C.
It would either be that or carpenter's tools.
Okay.
Because part of the bosun's job is making sure that the ship is well maintained,
Well, I mean, I'm
which
assuming
would
this
fall
is
under carpenter's tools, or it would be her really teaching you how to like sail a ship, not as far as like what like steering the ship is, but like handling the sails, handling the rigging and such.
I mean, I assume this is going to be a long process anyway, in general.
Right.
So you might want it to be like carpenter skills first, because you need to learn how to repair the ship before I even think about teaching you how to navigate the ship in any way, and then work our way up. If you want to do it that way.
Sure.
I'm
Okay,
mad.
do you want me
I'm
to
like 26 out of 50 on my navigation thing.
Do you want me to do like a skill check or anything like that?
Yeah, look up at the rules of, or
I for-
Kayla probably is very familiar with.
It's in Dean's house rules.
What's in my house rules?
Funk to learn
The
navigate.
learning new tool proficiencies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ian, say goodbye.
What? Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody on stream.
Thank you,
she's
everybody,
turning
for
the stream
tuning
off. I thought she was like kicking Ian out of the
I
game.
thought- yeah, I was like, wait, where am I
what?
going?
Look, you
Wow.
guys told me to not click the button unless you guys had a chance to say goodbye. So I'm saying goodbye.
If we're still alive, then thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this relatively short session of Rum, Guns, and Gallows. Tune in the next 2 weeks, and we will be playing another one where maybe some actual ship-to-ship combat will happen, and for the first time in a 1.5 year long Pirates themes campaign.
Nope. None of that.
None
Yeah,
of that.
nobody watched.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants.
Nobody watches.
I can dream, Reb.
No, remember we've established we have to have Reb saying that nobody will watch us so that people will watch us.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how it happens. People didn't start watching us until Reb started pointing out that nobody watches us.
Yeah, that's
All
totally
right.
why I say that, Dean.
Right?
Alright.
All right, everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, we're still on?
Goodbye.
Hello?
And-
Bye.